Okay, hello and welcome back. I'm Jestana, and I finally caved, and we're going to be doing Final Fantasy XIV. I will say up front, I have played through the entire story for Final Fantasy XIV, so this is not a blind reaction to new content, not like it was for World of Warcraft with Midnight, and before that, The War Within. I am familiar with the story, but I am doing this more for the fun of it. And I realized I don't have a character on Final Fantasy XIV that reflects my persona, Jestana. So that's what we're going to create. So of course that means Jestana is a cat, so that means miqo'te or Hrothgar, and the hairstyle I want is not available on Hrothgar, so we have to go miqo'te, and Jestana is female, so female miqo'te. So then the next question, which of these Seekers of the Sun or Keepers of the Moon would be best? Jestana is based on the Russian blue, so Keepers of the Moon have the skin tones that I would need. So we have to go with Keepers of the Moon, though I like the split pupil eyes. And I actually originally created Jestana already, and then I realized she was on a server that doesn't have the Road to 90 buff, because only a few of the servers on Dynamis now have that. Materia, I think, has the Road to 90 buff on all of the servers, but I don't want to deal with the ping on Materia. So let's see. Full max height. I took screen caps of all the decisions that I made. Let's give her something of a chest. Tail shape. Okay. Oh, also if you actually see the tail. There we go. I picked this for my miqo'te that I originally rolled because, of course, I'm a cat person. I love cats, so of course I chose to create a miqo'te for my very first character. Did I actually base that character on Jestana? No. So here we are. And of course, I love giving them the longest possible tail. Which face did I pick? The second face. This one. And skin color. This is most important for Jestana because I want it to reflect what the Russian blue cat. It's a breed of domestic cat. They have this beautiful, gorgeous, bluish silver fur color, so I tried to get as close to that as I could. Let's see. Screen cap. So what? So let's see. 1, 2. Fourth column over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then which row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That close. It's a little darker than I originally chose, but I kind of like that, so we'll stick with that. Hairstyle. Now, I have never actually drawn Jestana myself. Well, that's a lie. I have drawn Jestana myself, and I love giving characters braids. So I originally created Jestana with this hairstyle, which is pretty, but I don't like the bangs hanging in front of the face. I've never been fond of having hair in front of the face, and especially since the face is what the Warrior of Light, the main character, uses to communicate, because there is no actual canon voice for the Warrior of Light. Not gonna work. So then I gave her let's go. So then I originally, where is it? I did give her pigtails, but actually this is probably closer to Jestana's hairstyle. I just don't like that the bangs are so low. So then hair color. Oh, that's the hairstyle. Hair color. All the way down here. Okay, at the bottom, so 4th row from the bottom, 4th row. to pull 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. And then there's a lot more customization options for Final Fantasy XIV. Which jaw option did I pick? The fourth one. And then the ear shape, I picked the second one. Not that there really is. Oh, eye shape, not ear shape. Misread the screen cap. Kind of hard to tell with the bangs. Iris size, I always pick the large iris because the larger iris is more friendly. Okay. Eye color is third row, fourth column. Third row from the bottom, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's another feature of the Russian blue cats, is they have that gorgeous emerald green eyes. Beautiful. So if they don't have the fur color or the eye color, then they're not Russian blue, they're a mix. There is actually an Instagram account that features a Russian blue cat, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. Okay. And then nosy. So I noticed that with the different noses for Final Fantasy XIV, I won't say how many characters are created. I tend to pick the characters with the slightly upturned nose at the end. So I tried not to do that for Jestana. Mouth. Second one. Lip color. I tend not to pick lip colors even for female characters, although apparently I did this time. No, I didn't. That's this option. None. Just because it's kind of silly. No ear clasps. Facial features. I picked this. A scar across one eye. Face paint. I picked this one. And then second from the bottom, fourth row over. I like the fourth column. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, I picked this because it looks like eyeshadow. Okay. Oh. Hang on. I saved I changed my choices, so then I saved those as well. I need to do this differently instead of using my cursor here, because my cursor is getting in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Let's go back up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's still the same. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did not keep track of which voice I picked. Okay. Okay, so that's it. I'm not gonna save the appearance data because I don't have room to save it. Hang on. This actually, the name date doesn't really matter. Oh, I didn't do that. So we're gonna go with, but have to pick one. So let's go with this one, and then that one. And then, you can pick, originally, when they first, released Final Fantasy, who your guardian deity was, would, impact, certain things, like, I think your resistances to certain elements, but they got rid of that, so now it's more just a flavor thing. And I was looking through my list of characters, because of course I keep track of what my characters and who their deities are, and I realized I'd never picked Nullball for any of them. So that's who we're picking for Jestana, because of course that's what I'm gonna name her. She's based on my persona. I'm going to give her my persona's name. So then I did a poll on one of the FF14 Discord servers I'm in, and I asked them, which city should I start in? So Winsalomintsa won. So then I asked them, okay, which job should I start with in that city? I don't guarantee I'll stick with that job, but I'll start with that job. And they picked Arcanist. Because the thing about Winsalomintsa, there's 2 jobs that start in the city, but there's 3 ARR jobs available. You just can't pick up the 3rd one until you've played one of the other jobs for a bit first. So we're gonna pick this. So I want the road. Oh. XP bonus are currently being granted to all new players created on this world. Hang on. I want to make sure I actually pick a server that's getting the XP, the road to 90 buff. I'm having trouble with the E key on my keyboard. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. That's server status. I don't want that. Congested worlds. Oh, preferred world. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay. No, that's not. Why did it lead me to that same page? Okay. Huh. When was this posted? Okay, the status of the Fallen Worlds has been changed today. Changed to preferred world. Oh, I could roll a character on Crystal and have them and actually be on a preferred world. Oh my gosh, I am so... This is so annoying. Why are you doing this to me? Let's go with Arcanist. Okay. Let's go. And the characters that are already on the servers that have been changed to preferred world, I bet they don't get the road to 90 buff. Okay, here we go. He's so pretty.
Here. Here. Feel.
Ooh.
Here. Feel. Think.
Oi, you alright, lass? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets. Besides, rolling in the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the ether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Reborn now, which is chock full of aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Whoa. Gosh, might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. She's leaping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Them settlements are still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Oh, two young Allison. Okay. Anyway, Brennan's the name and Pellin's my trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lass, judging by your unusual garments, I see you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. As long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? So this I didn't know at the time that I first started playing the game. Your answer to his question changes what he gives you. So you get a ring of fortitude, ring of fidelity, ring of fortune, or ring of freedom. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks as other folks ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventure business in there. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Howdy! Cannonballs! Ships at the starboard bow, pirate colors! Pirates? Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below! What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying lamenting colors? Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. You can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept her head on her shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa? We're gonna say no. Thought not. But I'll wager there have been some changes since your last visit. Although a journeyed itinerant to apprise you of the current state of affairs. Limsa prides itself on being Eorze's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Of course, most folks ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. At long last, land ho! Behold, Limsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlang, goddess of navigation.
On a windswept isle, in the southwestern corner of the realm. Amidst the roiling waves of the Lotano Sea lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Lim Lane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. That's onto the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this by way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider it square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage, till sea swallows all.
Ta-da! Final Fantasy XIV. Okay. So if anyone wants to actually join me, you can't see me yet. Not until I turn in the first quest. Made it very confusing when my sibling was trying to do the free trial and I couldn't see them at first. Hey, you there! I mean you. This is my district and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Huh? Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, was it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass. I haven't got all day. Okay. I'm using a mouse and keyboard. I've always played on a PC. We haven't really had consoles. I did buy a Switch, but I don't play on it much. But my parents didn't see the point in buying a console. Hi Arcanjam, yes, the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. Oh my goodness! Okay, so have to set up my HUD here. Oh my gosh, so much to do. Okay, and that goes there, and that goes there. There we go. And that goes there. And that goes there. And that goes there. And that goes there. That goes over there. there. This is the setup that I figured out works for me, so it's gonna be a bit. Give me a minute. I didn't realize I put those over there, but I like having them over here. These aren't going to be relevant for a while. Okay, so let's see. Let's put that to, okay, hot bar. Where's the hot bar? Oh, this way. Hot bar, and then for now, I'm going to leave it off, but I know I'm eventually going to use it. Oops. Cancel. Nope, not the pet one. This one. There we go. Eventually it will be useful. Okay, now I forgot to actually turn this one on. And let's get this one, and then put this one over here. I like being able to switch quickly between jobs because that is a thing in FF14. You can actually have multiple jobs. You're not stuck with one class. Did that mean I never created alts? No. I still created plenty of other characters. Just like I am today. Okay. I think that, oh, this will go here. It'll be important later, so I may as well put it over here now. Okay. And then, oops, nope. Keybind. Hot bars. Eventually I'll go talk to him. Just all the housekeeping stuff. And character configuration. No. Expanded. Okay, let's go with initials. Oh. Let's actually stick with initials for everybody. I forgot to do this on another character that I recently created. That is now no longer on a preferred world, because they just changed it. Okay, here we go. Let's go! Initiating quests. Non-player characters, NPCs, offering quests can be recognized by the exclamation marks above their heads. Right-click the mark to bring up the quest window. Coming to Limsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on the Accept button in the lower left to add the quest to your list of current duties. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-seeking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Grethfire. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Batterod. He's the proprietor of the wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. So, yeah, when I created the character I mentioned, the server that I created him on was a preferred server. Now it's not. Use the duty list to help you complete your tasks. Upon accepting a quest, the current objectives will appear under the quest title in the duty list on the right side of the screen. A maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at once. Clicking on the tile will open the quest in your journal, allowing you to review objectives and rewards. Mental influence of the Yellow Jacket, Risk Flow, strongly suggests that you sign up as an adventurer in the Drowning Wench. Speak with Grethfire at the end of the street to take the Crow's Lift up to the pub. Okay, let's see. There we go. Turning things up a little bit. There we go. Need to enjoy it. Okay. Hopefully that's a little better. Welcome to the heart of Limsa, the Mizzen Mast. It houses the airship landing, the Adventurers Guild, and at the very top, the command room of the Admiral, from where she keeps a watchful eye over Limsa air, land, and sea. The Crow's Lift will carry you up and down the tower as fast as the crow flies. You need only speak with Grethfire and tell him where you wish to go. This is Bulwark Hall, the lowest level of the mizzenmast. In case you aren't familiar with the nautical term, a bulwark is a plating that prevents waves from swamping a ship's deck. Replace waves with the hordes of howling beastmen and you'll get an idea of the purpose for which this chamber exists. Oh, I forgot to move some stuff around. Okay. And that could go over. Okay. Oh. What do you have to say? Beyond the great Zephyr Gate of Limsa lies the midlands of Lanosha. The gentle wind that passes through the gate is said to be the sweet breath of the gods, carrying life and fortune. Okay. Welcome to Limsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Take the Crow's Lift? Yes. Okay, look at all them people. Quentin's name. Most seafarers are bloke meats or rougher in a barnacled hull, but these Lamenton strikes are something else. Suppose I should expect not less from a city what was founded by pirates. You only come to lonesome Minta adventure? I suggest you speak with Baderon, the owner of the Drowning Wench. Think of him as a guide to our fair city. Ninia. The Drowning Wench will always be a favorite among pirates. She's cheap, she's loaded with grog, and she never says no. It's been a favorite haunt of adventurers for nigh on 20 years, ever since a retired freelance and his comrades established the Adventurers Guild here. Collecting rewards. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with a check mark displayed above his or her head. Completing quests will earn you a variety of rewards, from items and gil to experience points. And gil is the currency. As one of the Smiths, I provide guidance for those just starting out on the path of the adventurer. For the present, I suggest you learn your way around the city, an endeavor with which Baderon shall no doubt wish to aid you. Greetings to you, lass. Well, it be. But you ain't here for the drink, are ye? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Lominsa. The name's Baderon, and its most hospitable of all stories is the Drowning Wench. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Linsa. That's why we've got it, especially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course. But if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. This town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. Ounce instead of ounce. None of the folks who saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an odd night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers that laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this goddamn calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. It's like staring at a goal flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way. Give or take the odd goal. It's this what's got people calling these heroes the warriors of light. If Linz is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to a adventurer is an effort well spent. What say you, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? Nod. Thanks to ye and to the navigator all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. But listen to me gathering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis an high time we got your mark in me book. Put your scroll right there. Jestana Silvercoat, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer, you sailed in the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Hang on, I think there's a cat at my door. There was a cat at the door. Not a Russian blue. I can't afford a Russian blue. They're purebreds. Expensive. He's just a stray that a friend found and we adopted. Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You've got the wrong lass. This fine, upstanding young lady is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The last wouldn't be caught to fraternize with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friend is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. Me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? You're really not gonna stay? You want to leave already? Or are you just sniffing? He's just sniffing near the door. Not a watered down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Mirlthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and prickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? Hi. You'll have to excuse these eager, bloody yellowjackets. There's been a spate of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Laminsons can be a headstrong bunch of bastards, 'tis true, but given time, we'll grow on ye. And where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa Laminsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys. Now, take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning ye the ways of the city. I forgot how awkward I didn't realize how awkward it would be to read his dialogue. Because of course he has a sailor's accent. First quest done! Hooray! And it only took me almost an hour. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Laminsa. Listen well to the wisdom of Batter on 10 Fingers, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Okay. Yeah. There's a method to why I'm putting the different abilities. Pets. You can now summon a pet to do your bidding. You only have access to one pet now, but there will be opportunities to acquire many more as you continue your adventures. Cast the spell Summon from your hotbar to complete the arcane pack. Once your pet is summoned, a fixed hotbar known as the pet hotbar will appear in addition to your regular hotbars. The pet hotbar is preset with all the pet commands currently available to you, freeing up your normal hotbars for your personal actions and spells. The guard command orders your pet to guard his master, refraining from acting until you attack or are attacked. The steady command orders your pet to refrain from attacking until you specifically order him to do so. The await command orders your pet to leave the battlefield. Pet orders and actions can also be set to your other hotbars by selecting them from the Pet tab under Orders in the Actions and Traits menu. Main Scenario Quests. Important quests used to tell the story of Eorzea and her people are called main scenario quests. These tasks are easily distinguishable from others by their unique icon. Quests using this icon indicate a task or series of tasks are tied to new duties or features you have yet to unlock. Scenario Guide. The Scenario Guide is a HUD element that indicates the next available quest in the main scenario. It also displays the next available quest for your currently equipped job or class. By selecting the Scenario Guide, you can confirm where these quests are located on the map. So, scenario, this is the next quest to do, and this is the next quest for Arcanist. And he has the MSQ icon, so here we go. Close to home. Baderon, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that will help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down up 2 floors and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetherite, a device that can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons, armor, and all your veteran bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though, or you'll get faced quicker and you can say, "Why's me going for her so light?" Have a word with Swazblat instead. Easy out of the Merchants League, by the way. This old locked it, and he'll treat you well. For the last and helpful ends, I suggest you meet some fellow spell slingers at the Arcanist Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Miri at the front desk is the one to get you started. Follow that last? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now, I'd best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it, there goes sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear to see what she has to say? And you're like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you've the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith here in the wench. The lads that bear that title have some fine advice for them what is just starting out in the profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. Ah, my good grief. To leave the Drowning Wench, you must accept the quest of making a name by speaking with Ninia. Main menu. The main menu grants quick and easy access to most of the game's main features. For example, selecting character under character opens a window containing your character's various attributes and currently equipped gear. Selecting journal under duty displays a list of current and completed quests and love quests. If you wish to customize the game's various settings, including key binding, HUD layout, and system configuration, they all can be accessed via system. Select Active Help to redisplay these tutorial messages. Game progress is saved automatically, so there are no in-game save or load functions. However, to prevent data from being lost or corrupted, it is strongly recommended that you end each playing session by selecting Log Out or Exit Game from the system menu. Navigation. Pressing M on your keyboard, selecting the mini-map, or selecting Map under Travel from the main menu in the lower right-hand corner of your screen will bring up the area map. If a quest objective is located in that area, it will be indicated with a special icon. Like that. The location of quest objectives can also be confirmed by clicking on the objective in the duty list. Okay, have to go talk to her. I have tried to not talk to her, and you can't go anywhere. You have to talk to her and pick up this quest. Making a name. Ninia, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventure. Listen close, lass. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Limits is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How the plans end up in the missing mess? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. Important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skating Row, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Aldskiff at the auction. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Okay. He wasn't here before. If it is rumors or like-minded fellows you seek, then you have made the right choice in coming to this tower. It is a lodestone for all manner of travelers and explorers. And we have to go down. We have to take the lift down. If you wish to visit Bulwark Hall below, the crow's lift is ready when you are. Take the crow's lift. Interacting. On some quests, you will encounter objects with which you can interact simply by approaching them then right-clicking. Sanctuary. A crescent moon icon will appear to the right of your experience bar whenever you enter a sanctuary. While in this special area, you will accrue a rested bonus. The bonus will continue to grow even if you are offline. All experience earned through battle, crafting, and gathering while under the benefit of the rested bonus will be increased by 50%. Your current rested bonus is displayed on top of your experience bar. The dark orange bar shows how much more experience can be earned before the bonus fades. As the bar is blue, it indicates your bonus will carry over to the next level. Inns in cities, as well as various outposts and settlements, are classified as sanctuaries. To maximize your experience earning potential, make it a habit to always log out in one of these areas. So, in World of Warcraft, you have to log out in an inn or one of the capital cities in order to earn rested state. So, there's more areas where you can earn rested state in FF14. So, right click, picking up, and again. And of course, now I'm down here, still have to do that. When I said I'd follow you to the ends of the realm, I didn't catch everything she said. Oh my gosh, look at all these players now. Wow. They sure came out of the woodwork, didn't they? Okay. Aldskiff. Yes, I'm Aldskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Handing over items. Some quests will require you to deliver items. If an NPC requires an item request window will appear. Drag the items from your inventory or armory chest into the item request window and click hand over to complete the transaction. Items can also be added to the item request window by right-clicking them. Peculiar herb. A common weed rumored to have relaxing properties when either ingested or smoked. Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They have a prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Altic lavender, a common enough export from Lonesome Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Ooh, someone died. Using items. Some items can be used, granting various effects such as instant HP restoration, attribute boost, and more. Using an item is as simple as selecting Use from the item's subcommand. All the items with recast timers cannot be used again until the timer has expired. Items you use often can be set to your hotbar for easy access. So referring to the potions that I got. And then got silver chocobo feathers for creating a character on a preferred world. So here we go. This is the Aetherite. Gosh, that's huge. Hang on. Let me step back a bit. There we go. But since they are so big, it's easy to see them when you're flying, because you do get flying later. Much later. Go tune to the Aetherite. Another novice adventure. I, Batarong, have sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundmal, one of the Yellowjackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It's also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. As these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Ta! You attune with the aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. This one right here. Return. The spell Return can be used to instantly travel back to the aetherite set as your home point. Casting the spell does not require any MP mana points and can be accessed by selecting Return under Travel from the main menu. The sole limitation of the spell is that it can only be cast once every 15 minutes, Earth time. Only one home point may be set at any time. To make an aetherite your own new home point, right-click on the crystal to bring up the aetherite menu. I could have to do this. Okay. This is set to Eorzea time. So time in-game passes faster than real time. Yeah, which is different because in World of Warcraft it's set to whatever your local time is. Okay. No. I am just looking for the side quest that will grant me gear as rewards. Bango, Zango. Edelweiss. Genatium of the Bruger Consortium seeks the advice services of a conveniently unoccupied adventurer. Excuse me, miss, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Linsolomensa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service of which the Bulgaria Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman, Lone Ward, along with our profuse gratitude. So this doesn't specifically reward here, but it does lead you to one of the other jobs. This guy cannot pick up the quest unless I have a job at level 60. So, ways to go. And she requires a job at level 70. That's why their icons are red. So we're gonna go this way. So pretty. I love the sound of the ocean. I would love to live by the beach. But it's expensive because everybody wants to live by the beach. Oh, can't go any further this way. I wondered. I happened to notice the extra docks there, but there's something blocking it. Okay. So go this way. Right, sorry, I meant to switch this to the event so that you wouldn't see stuff in the general chat. This is the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation. So unless you've proper business with us, you can kindly bugger off. Package for the Dutiful Sisters, a plain rock box, unmarked save for the words Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss. What's this then? A parcel from the Bruger Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Oh, walnut bread and ginger cookies. And a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches, too. And Consortium calls know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You just know we're always here should her boss have need of us again. Okay. So I cannot pick up his quest unless I'm level 10. Okay. Do, 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 do. Woo. Can't actually jump into the water here, which is fair. You can fish in it, but you can't jump in. Okay, and can't actually take that ferry just yet. Not a high enough level. Ethernet shard. You have Ethernet access to fisherman's guilds. You now have access to the Ethernet. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon the Ethernet shard. Ethernet. There's going to be a lot of tutorials. Attaining with the shard has granted you access to this city-state's Ethernet. The Ethernet can be used for quick intra-city travel. Because this is huge, and you can't mount up in the city. The Astalcia. Oh, haha. Someone got in trouble. Looks like Darkbird Final Fantasy. So I did, there's someone who's doing, who is attempting to do FF14 completely solo, which means no parties, no duty support, no market board, and no quest rewards unless absolutely necessary. So everything that this player needed to use, he either had to craft himself or buy it with tomestones or chocobo feathers. And I thought about doing that myself, and I'm watching everything he's having to do to accomplish his goals, and I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. I would drive me bonkers. Yes, I am completely wandering around and ignoring the quest markers. Okay. Another Ethernet shard. You now have Ethernet access to Hawker's Alley. So these are all the vendors. And the market board. And I can't sell anything on the market board right now. Markets. The markets are a venue in which players from across the realm can either sell their own items using hired hands known as retainers, which we don't have access to yet, or purchase the items of another. The markets can be accessed by targeting and selecting one of the many market boards conveniently located throughout Northeast towns and city-states. The markets of Linsel, Minsa, Gridania, Ul'dah, Ishgard, Kugane, and the Caesarium are all connected, meaning that items put up for sale in one city-state can be viewed as well as purchased by players accessing the market in a second city-state. So I'm not stuck. So the market board in Linsel, Minsa has stuff being sold by people across Eorzea, not just in Linsel, Minsa. Sifting through the sheer number of items up for sale in the markets can prove an overwhelming task for those not familiar with the system, as most gear required for the first few levels of any class can be easily found at local NPC-run shops. It is recommended that players start here and then work their way to the market since they feel those shops can no longer meet their needs. And I can just about guarantee you, whatever is sold in the shops by NPCs is cheaper than what you can buy on the market board. Material melder, not useful. Me? Why, I am but a humble servant of Master Mutant Mix, charged with aiding those who wish to avail themselves of the power of materia, but lack the skills to do so. If you would know more, mayhap it would be best if we sought out swine bros at the bonfire in central Thanalan. So, can't access that yet. I think I skipped someone. Oh well. You now have infinite access to the Arcanist Guild. Okay, so we can actually go through these doors. This is actually where we arrived. But obviously the ship we arrived on has long since left again. So I walked right past the Arcanist Guild on my way to the Drawing Wench. Okay, so this is actually where I need to go. No. Miri, hello. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence, to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. Ah, but if I am not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Sounds like the Greeks in math. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formulae were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave aether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Linsa Lomensa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Morib, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So, at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanist Guild was established and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to joining our guild. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Miri wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanist Guild. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thurbrigem. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy, though her mind is as sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. Another newbie off the boat. A note about the Rogadin names, the tall people, the sea wolf names are basically based on Welsh, I believe, and the two parts of the name have specific meanings. Geim means gem, Thurbe. I have it all saved here. Where is it? There it is. There's the Rogadin vocabulary. I saved it because I was curious. Magic gem. That's what her name means. Fitting for an Arcanist. Yes, I am Thurbrigem. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Miri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. Assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origin. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity carbuncle and the manner of magic which this etheric ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary. Even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze a situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Are you prepared to reason? Yes. There's no other option to say, really. Because if I don't say yes, I can't progress, and then I can't choose another job. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lenosha, you will find, among others, 3 species of pests: wharf-rats, little ladybugs, and Aurelie. I ask that you employ your skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you, or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Whew, okay. Now, if you're picking this up as a second or third, or it's not your primary job, then you can actually get a grimoire. There's a separate quest you have to complete that will reward you with the grimoire, which you can then equip, and then you can pick up that first quest. Right. Rain. I'm fine. I'm fine. All good. Let's go talk to the guy that I missed. I completely skipped over Swall's plate. Which means, what's that mean? Sweet. Blood. Interesting. There's the other kind of Rokugan. You'll find mostly sea wolf Rokugan here in Danaland. 1 second. Now the cat wants out. Ready? Ready to go? The other kind of Rokugan are Health Guard, and they tend to be found in hotter areas, and they have names that are basically some sort of adjective and then a noun, which is basically translating Swolesplat. So it's just making it easier for people to say their names. A fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all 4 corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must send to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. You better get from Battaron? Whatever could it... my accent! Why, the navigator must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells' worth of intoxicated memories. Rusted Octant. An instrument widely used in maritime navigation, this one appears to have been a victim of the elements. Yeah, they used to be help with navigation before electronics and stuff. She wants back in. Of course she does. You are ridiculous. Keep your mind. I left the door open so she can decide if she wants in or out, and I don't have to keep getting up. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Hi! What? Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Working United agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns on distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. And put a mod hat on. There we go. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. Ah, but verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is only one layer. There's plenty more. Upper decks. Bismarck. This is an eatery and home of the Culinarian Guild, which is their cooking guild, basically. A sheepish request. I don't know. Needs help replenishing the Bismarck's larders. Beg your pardon, good madam, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon arriving guests, but here we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it will be quickest to obtain these directly from the source. Wild lambs. In case you are unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Abelfar, a sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall just below the Drowning Wench. So I picked up that one because it rewards a pair of gloves. You now have Ethernet access to the Culinarian Guild. And we'll go this way. Stage. You know what? That rewards only needs money. I mean, I could do all these side quests, but I don't wanna. It's already taking me forever just to finish in the city. So, this guy is the health guard. You now have internet access to Marner's Guild. I'm missing an internet. Oh, I know which one I'm missing. This is for the axe. For basically the tank with the wields the two-handed axe. Okay, going right through here. And we're back to the Drowning Wench. But we're not going to turn the quest yet. One more Ethernet shard. Right over there, to the left. On your left. I see. You now have Ethernet access to the Ask Castle. You have attuned yourself to all the Ethernet shards in Limsalomisa. The Zephyr Gate, the Tempest Gate, and the airship landing are now accessible as Ethernet destinations. You now have Ethernet access to the Zephyr Gate, you now have Ethernet access to the Tempest Gate, you now have Ethernet access to the airship landing. Not that the airship landing does me any good at the moment. We need, permissions. Okay, so the reason I'm coming over here is because I have mail. This is mailbox. Delivery Moogle. Greetings, tall one. I'm a delivery Moogle. Koopo? Oh, I know what you're thinking. Moogles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry about letters? Why indeed, if I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak dreaming about some beautiful mooglet with a rainbow-colored pom-pom, Koopo. But no, the moon had to go and drown from the sky, causing all that terrible commotion. Aetherytes were shattered and link pearls rendered useless. For moons, the poor wingless people of Earth had no way of communicating with each other, beyond screaming at the top of their lungs, which no one really approved of, Koopo. That is, until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch and skin us like you do every other forest furry, but once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we found our new calling. And I personally promised to try and not read any along the way, Koopo. Look what we have here! 60 new letters have arrived just for you, Koopo! Moogle Delivery Service. The Moogle Delivery Service can be accessed by speaking with one of the many delivery Moogles stationed throughout Eorzea, or by clicking on a Moogle letterbox. The service can be used to send messages, items, and guild to anyone on your friend list. Clicking the new button located in the upper right-hand corner of the Moogle Delivery Service window will open the letter editor. In addition to composing your message, this interface can be used to specify a recipient as well as attach guild and items. These are just items from, bonus items from ordering the game, the different expansions. Since the armory system in Final Fantasy XIV allows you to change your class or job by simply changing the weapon or tool in your main hand, it is recommended that you always have several sets of gear on hand. However, gear can take up a tremendous amount of space in one's inventory, which is why all adventurers carry an armory chest. All gear purchased, crafted, or found is automatically stored in this chest, leaving your inventory free to fill with other items such as potions, crafting materials, and food. Gear in your armory chest is categorized and sorted by type and can be equipped or discarded directly from the chest interface. The armory chest can be accessed at any time by selecting character from the main menu followed by armory chest or pressing Ctrl-I. Minions. You have obtained a whistle with which you can summon your very own minion. To learn the call minion action, you must first use the whistle. Once you have used the item, a new entry will appear in your minion guide found under character in the main menu. You can either initiate the action from this menu or drag the icon, set it to one of your hotbars, and initiate it from there. To send your minion away, simply reselect the summoning icon. Minions can be summoned or dismissed at any time, and the whistle has no recast timer. Once you have learned the summoning action, you will never lose it, and it can be used with all classes or jobs. You can only summon one minion at a time. While minions do not generate any enmity, neither will they participate in battle. If you are KO'd, your minion will simply wander off back to wherever it rests until you call upon it again. Untradeable item. You have obtained an untradeable item. This item is yours and yours alone and cannot be sold or traded. Unique item. You have obtained a unique item. As this item is special, you can never possess more than one at a time. So I'm not going to read these letters. That would take forever. So this is about all the mail that I get. So the thing about being able to send it only to your friends, that means that you cannot send mail to and from your various characters. I found that out the hard way. You can, however, give stuff that you want to move to another character to a friend, and so the friend can trade it to the character you want it on. That is a bit cumbersome, and you need to trust that the friend will actually transfer everything. did that with my brother once, and I was just like, this is stupid. So my brother and I actually created a free company, so I can use the guild chest to move stuff back and forth across characters. So it works slightly differently from guilds in World of Warcraft. Yeah, it took me over an hour to get to this. Okay. Almost there. And that's all of my mail. Okay. 1 million. This is actually a mount, which I cannot use at the moment because I need a special license to use the mount, but I can't really learn it, so that it's available should I choose to use that mount. So this is Fantasia. This is used to change everything about your character's appearance, ranging from their race to their gender to just changing what they look like entirely, which I'm not going to do for Jestana because I specifically made her like this for a reason. Whew, okay. Yeah, it took me 2 hours to get to the point of actually leaving the city. I thought it would be quicker, but it took forever to do everything. And there you are, Jestana. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in Linsolmensa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you've got some idea what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for a listener. Last, stick with old Battaron and you'll go far. So this is a healing spell. Battaron, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to lend a hand at Summerford Farms. Still limited, are you, Jestana? How would you fancy a trip outside the city walls? You can't leave Linsolmensa. I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Sailwarden, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and he's been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity grew in the soil. You mentioned needing another hand or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? The place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. Ninia has information that, unlike last time, is sure to be of interest to you. Oh, you've returned. I hope you do not harbor any ill will towards me for my earlier deception. See, I believe the most important lesson for a green adventurer to learn is that she should always question the motives of everyone she meets. If you have given offense, allow me to make it up to you with some advice. Tell me, have you visited the Eyes outside the Tempest Gate and past Madman Bridge? The sentry stationed there keep watch over the road, and when trouble arises, they sometimes turn to outside help. If you wish to make a name for yourself as a trustworthy adventurer, you should speak with miqo'te at the Eyes and offer your assistance. Sadov Jibi needs your help to prepare a treat for Battaron. These days, poor Battaron's so busy looking after others, he hasn't been able to look after himself. Deserves something for his efforts. Whenever he's in his cuts and starts speaking of the old days, he never fails to mention Aurelia, since he and his mates used to eat the creatures on occasion. It's obvious he still has fond memories of that life, so I'm thinking a few Aurelia umbrellas might be something he'd appreciate. Could you help me by procuring 4 of them? If you're willing to help, speak with Clindrail by the Ash Castle. She knows where various wild beasts congregate. Just remembered something. I have a couple items. So, this is the Helm of Light, and it gives an XP boost up to level 10. And these are Azema's earrings, and they increase XP earned by 30% when level 90 and below. So those are both good things to have equipped. And there's actually one more quest this way. Ignore this green down here, that just means there's stuff that I've missed. So this is 2 more guilds. This is Armorer and Blacksmithing. So Armorer, as can be guessed from the name, you learn to create armor, and Blacksmithing you create weapons and tools. Ananza has a simple yet profitable task for an interested adventurer. Are you in need of some trifling task to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Baderon is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There's no shortage of pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. So obviously, since I have that helmet, I don't really need a helm as a reward, but I'm picking it up anyway because it is XP. Okay, so over here. Hello. Baderon actually likes Aurelia umbrellas? Gods, I'd never even considered trying to eat one of those foul things. Nevertheless, if it's Aurelia you seek, you ought to find plenty by the river just past the Tempest Gate and to the east. Here we go! We're leaving Limsa Lumensa! Finally! It took me almost 2 hours. Battle. Right-click on a target to switch to active mode and ready auto attack. Approach and face the target to start the battle. 2 rotating arrows will appear over the enemy target you are currently attacking. Various actions such as spells and weapon skills can be performed by clicking the icons located in the hotbar or on the bottom of your screen. These actions can also be initiated by using shortcut keys indicated in the upper left-hand corner of each icon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. And then the C means you press Control and that number, and the star means you press Shift and that number. Most actions require magic points to execute, in addition to having recast times of various lights. Detailed information on an action can be viewed by mousing over its icon. Disciples of Magic and Disciples of War who specialize in ranged attacks, such as archers, are best suited fighting their targets from a distance. The range and radius of an action can also be confirmed in the help window. Achievements. Congratulations, you have just received your first achievement. Achievements are earned by reaching certain milestones during your adventures in Eorzea. There are achievements for just about everything, from leveling classes and uncovering locations to defeating enemies and earning gil. There are also rewards granted upon attaining certain achievements. Some of these include rare weapons and armor. Others include titles, which can be added to your display name to showcase your greatness. You can view requirements for unlocking specific achievements or redeem achievement rewards from the achievements menu in the main menu. So, first thing to do, summon Carbuncle. So, before I summoned it, this icon was dim, which meant I couldn't use it. But now that I have my Carbuncle out, I can use Radiant Aegis because it allows the Carbuncle to cast a shield on me. So now, so at the moment the Carbuncle doesn't really do much, because the Carbuncle was much more active, but they changed Arcanist so that Carbuncle is just there. Experience points. In the event multiple solo players attack the same target, the player who attacked first will always receive 100% experience points and items dropped. The players who follow will be rewarded based on their contribution to the battle. If you see a fellow player in need of a hand, do not hesitate to lend yours. Binding items. An item you have equipped is now bound to you and can no longer be traded or put up for sale in the markets. Most items can be sold and traded freely before they are used in battle, crafting, or gathering. This is true regardless of whether or not they have been equipped. However, performing one of these three actions after equipping a new piece of gear will bind the item to you, preventing future trade or sale to other players. NPC shops will still purchase bound items. So just as a warning. Okay. And keep going. Just running along. Oh, I also have sprint, which means I run faster for a short period of time, and then it changes to jog, which is slightly faster than walk, but not as fast as sprint. You can only sprint so long. Going this way. Then I'm jogging. And jog stays until you enter combat. You say someone told you to come to me for work class? I'm afraid you've been had. We're known to hire adventurers, 'tis true, but we always go through the Adventurers Guild. Even if I wanted to assign you duties, Yellow Jacket regulations prohibit me from doing so directly. Now, if you don't mind working in an unofficial capacity, I have a personal request I could make of you. We're gonna ignore that part. The Fate system. Fate is short for Full Active Time Event. These public quests occur periodically in real time around Eorzea, and anyone can participate by simply showing up before one ends. When you sense a fate nearby, a message will appear on your screen and the location will be displayed on your map. Maps. The type of fate in progress can be identified by its map icon. Mousing over the icon will display the fate title. You will automatically join a fate the moment you cross the event threshold. At this time, the fate title, objectives, and time remaining will appear in your duty list. If you are several levels higher than the recommended level, a level sync button will appear in your duty list. Press the button to automatically lower your level so that you may participate and receive rewards. If you don't press the button, you can't participate. Okay, these are Aurelia. They're basically jellyfish. Another level, of course. Arcanist, Trance Gauge unlocked. Trance Gauge. The Trance Gauge indicates the time remaining for the effects of Aether Charge. Executing this action also grants Ruby Arcanum, which is used to summon Rubin Carbuncle. On reaching level 15, Aether Charge will also grant Topaz Arcanum for the summoning of Topaz Carbuncle, and at level 22, Emerald Arcanum for the summoning of Emerald Carbuncle. Each summon, when called forth, will tap into its respective arcanum, granting you stacks of an elemental attunement indicated on the Trance Gauge. These elemental attunements will augment Gem Shine and Precious Brilliance, acquired at level 26. You can view the job gauge description at any time from the Actions and Traits menu. Okay, right. Here. Here. Okay. Yeah, there's something else that will go in this spot. There is a method to my madness. Okay. Why am I running when I can... Oh, wait. Wait. No, there isn't an Ethernet. Here. Right. Fate. Let's do a fate. Provided it's not too hard. Oh, okay. Big boss. Okay. Let's see how well I do. Now I started the trance. I can't use this yet. Oops. So that orange thing on the ground, that is an AoE attack that I need to avoid. Okay, now we can do that. So my voice goes, what is he doing? So, okay, we're doing okay. I have to use my one healing spell. Ta-da! I melt with you. Fate rewards. Once the fate is complete, a window detailing your reward will be displayed. Rewards are distributed to all event participants and are based not only on success, but on individual contributions. The more active you are in completing event objectives, the greater your contribution will be deemed. Contribution is indicated via the gold, silver, or bronze medal that appears on your reward window. And since I was the only one fighting it, obviously I've got the maximum reward. Okay, now we can do this. I think it was, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I never turned in this place. Let's do that. You delivered the package as I requested? Very good. I shall pass on the sister's sentiments to my superior. What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? Continue your sailing below Mensa, and you will likely find out soon enough. In fact, if you're confident in your abilities and comfortable with the unconventional, you might wish to approach them yourself. Intent weak, that does say no more, say no more. Okay. So this is how we get around without having to run everywhere. Okay. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. And to commemorate this occasion, I gift you with this hunting log. The enemies marked within its pages have been specifically chosen to challenge your abilities in Arcanima. When you devise a new strategy or tactic, you now have a ready source of opponents on which to test it. And when you feel you can command carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. The next Arcanist quest will be available from Thurbagem upon reaching level 5, which I already have. Hunting log. The hunting log is a record of your completion of tasks involving the slaying of certain creatures. By completing these tasks, you will earn rewards and unlock new challenges. Log can be accessed via logs found in the main menu or by pressing H on your keyboard. Once the log is open, select a class and difficulty to view the available challenges for that rank. Each challenge is marked with a class name and number, such as Lancer 01. Below that name and number, you will find the target, as well as how many of the target you must defeat. Hovering over the target name will display one of the areas in which the target can be located. 1 doesn't mean they're only found in that area. Targets indicated in your hunting log will have a special icon above their display name, making it easier to locate the creatures. So those first 3 creatures that I just was required to kill, they are the first 3 entries in the hunting log, and it's the same for all other jobs. But at least with the other jobs, it automatically counts when you kill those creatures to start the job. Acting Guildmaster Thurbagem wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanist skills. Ah, Jestana, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their study. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lenosha, 3 wild Dodos and 3 tiny Manticoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. Expect you back in time for lunch. Okay, let's go here. Because there's someone I need to talk to. I know, I could have picked the Ash Castle to get to the Drowning Wench to turn in those other quests, and I will get there, but I need to talk to this guy so that I can go to Millonish without too much trouble. The Bismarck wants fresh lamb, does it? Gods, I could do with a slice myself fresh off the grill and dripping in its own juices. Sorry, friend, I haven't had a single bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get lamb easily enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go through the Zephyr Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit. You'll run into the fluffy and tasty critters before long. Now, something that I've learned from watching cooking shows is that the older lamb and sheep get, the tougher the meat is. So lamb meat is more tender than sheep's meat. Okay, up we go. To the Drowning Wench. Glory days. Sujubi sent an adventurer might be dropping by to deliver something special. That you left. The soft gelatinous body of an Aurelie. A delicacy in the Althard where it is dried, then sliced and mixed with oil of sesame and dragon peppers. Ah, hell, lass, you didn't have to go to all this trouble. This caused down smell. I've hated Aurelia umbrellas since I was a sellsword, because it's only the nastiest shite I ever put in my mouth. You can try sprinkling it with salt and cooking it over a campfire, but it's still a little better than chewing on driftwood. Try it for yourself, lass, you'll see what I mean. Ah, so you slew a few rats. Good on you, lass. This boat comes through the other day flops this huge sack the size of a bleeding gabu on the counter, saying any man what slays rats can have something from within. When I inquires as to why, all he says is the damn noise they make when they skirt about is driving him insane. You ask me though, he was already a bit touched. Something tells me the poor lad will never find peace. Okay. Okay, yes, hello. Okay, back to Lower Lenosha. I want to get to Summerford Farms before I finish for the day. Okay, so, you can see, they now have these little icons over them. So I need to kill 3 of them. Oh. Haha. I hit the wrong button. That button. There we go. That'll start the transgate. I tried to summon my Ruby Carbuncle without starting the transgate. Now I can set it. Go! So now I finished the ladybug, so I don't have to kill any more of those, so leave them alone. Now for you guys. I don't remember how many, okay. And then they are done. Yeah, you can have it set to show all of the entries for the hunting log. Only the ones you've completed, and the ones you still need to finish. Wait, I don't need Amelia, you're not on here, but I had to do them for that quest. That is strange. Interesting. Never noticed that before. I forgot to sprint. That just means I don't have to kill more of them. We're gonna ignore that fate. I don't care. Nice little dog. We're ignoring her quest. The wild dodo basically are huge chickens. There we go. And wind sprites are on my hunting lawn, so bye bye. Oh, so close. Almost looked out of it. Mandragora. They're up this way, if I remember correctly. After I take care of these guys. And the color of the icon next to the mob's name indicates whether they'll leave me alone as long as I don't do anything to them, or if they'll attack me if I get too close. If it's blue, then they will not attack. Go right here. Roll actions. You have learned a roll action. Roll actions are spells and weapon skills that are assigned to all the classes within a role. Tank, melee DPS, ranged DPS, healer, rather than a specific class. Roll actions are learned in the same manner as class actions, via leveling, but only need to be learned once to be able to use them with all participating classes within a role. The role section has been added to actions and traits found under character in the main menu. Selecting it will display the role actions you have learned. So this yellow circle, that indicates where I can find the mobs I need to kill, the manticoras. Oh, right, I can't talk to you. Okay. Or maybe I already know that route. Whew. Okay. We'll go over this way. We're taking the scenic route. All good. And these are tiny manticoras. Yes. They're basically plant people. Okay. Alright. Now we can go back, but I cannot use this. Cannot use return yet. So, whoops. I don't know what button I hit. There we go. So now we're running this way. jogging. And as you know, sprint is on cooldown. We are ignoring the fate. And sprinting again. Sort of. And we're back in Limsa. Don't know why I'm humming that. Okay, so we come here. Click on the internet shard. And back to the Arcanist guild. Finish my soda. Hey, I recognize her. That icon means she's disconnecting, poor thing. Okay. You were standing by over here earlier. Oh, this guy looks like he's going to be learning an Arcanist. Welcome back, Jestana. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Acumen. Excuse me. Our work at Melvin's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. And to simulate such a task, I've had several crates transported to the coast south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating biocan. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Okay, so now Middle Lenosha, which we have not explored. Ta-da! Another achievement. Okay, so it's over here. Whee! Practice crates. Here we go. You said the hostile presence. Ooh. Oh, slugs, I forgot. Okay, so those orange circles are bad for casters, in particular. It's not nice for other classes either, but for casters it's specifically bad. I forget exactly what it does, but you don't want to get caught. Okay. Doo-doo. What's this? Uh-huh. I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. Huh? The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constants, multiplying by the number of opponents, and applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. We'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I'm Kalia, a Melvin's Gate assessor. Acting Guildmaster Supergem elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. So I have a mentor. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail regarding your choice of arcane geometries. What factor most influences your actions during battle? A factor, desire to outwit an enemy, potential for amusement. I simply do what feels right. Aha! Just as I predicted, and now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take half a percent. Oh gee, thanks. Not 100%? Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with this most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thurbagem is awaiting some inspected Carbuncle. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I've reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Okay. Alright, before I head back to the guild, need to take care of some sheepy sheeps. Don't worry, they're just it's just pixels. No actual sheep are being harmed. Oh. Well, I'm not going to bother with that. Oh, okay. There's no point in using return when I'm this close to the entrance to Limsa. Whew. We're getting there. Boy, my butt hurts. What do you mean, wait? I see 3 open tables. Have you had any luck obtaining the fresh lamb? Please hurry, the guests are arriving any moment now. 4 slices of fresh lamb, and right in the nick of time. Thank you ever so much. 'Tis times like this I feel fulfilled in my role. I used to be a chef myself, you see, but my skills weren't quite up to par. So when the Bismarck expanded operations, I asked to be made his probationer instead. This way I could still be part of the business in spite of my shortcomings. There we go. Arcanist Guild. Oh yay, she's back. And the Huskar is still there. That little chair next to his name means he's AFK. So who knows when he'll be back. Ah, Jestana, have you returned with the cargo? Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That could be something of a problem in our profession, you understand? I also had word from Kalea regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kalea carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our Master Strategist guides for your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective, somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Jestana. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Kalea has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Okay. Storyteller 1. So that is... what does that mean? I think that's, yeah, complete 10 unique quests. Okay, so we can finally go to Summerford. I mean, we could have any time. Let me be clear on that, but I wanted to get those quests out of the way. Right, I was gonna say, I don't have any boots. That's the quest reward. Okay. Okay. I was double checking if any of those were hunt targets, but they aren't. The hunt targets are over here. Puck hatchlings. Buzzers a bogey. Okay. And I'm just going to lose this other ruby ruin. I don't feel like attacking. And look! Tiny Mandragoras! Whack-a-mole. Yay, that's bronze. Okay. Road. Okay. Another Aetherite. There we go. You're attuned to the Aetherite. Aetherite! By learning the spell Teleport, you are now able to travel instantly between Aetherites to which you are attuned. Access the teleportation menu by selecting Teleport under Travel from the main menu. Unlike other spells, Teleport does not require magic points to cast, and instead uses a type of naturally regenerating spiritual energy. A small fee of gil, however, must be paid to the keepers of the Aetherite so that they can maintain the crystals and defend them from those who would see them destroyed. The fee varies depending on travel distance and remoteness of the Aetherite location. Registering an Aetherite as a favored destination will reduce the amount of gil required to travel there. Up to 3 favored destinations can be registered at any one time. Hello there. Okay. There we go. Yo. Ah, you must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Jestana Silvercoat, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Staleworn, the old bastard as Baderon likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. Let's see, Stale. Whoops. Okay, Stale. Still. Snake. Okay. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship, like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlewood's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working the fields seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see? And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. So much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Okay. It's the flow god. Gauge. Bad. Okay. I think that and then. And then you go here. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Staleworn, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I have in mind to set you a task, Silvercoat, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for holsters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. And equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with the gear of item level 5 or greater, and speak with Staleworn. You can get view, equip, and remove gear by either selecting character under character from the main menu or by pressing C on your keyboard. To equip an item, first select the desired slot. This will open your armory chest from which you can select the item you wish to equip. Finally, from the sub-command menu, select Equip to put on the gear. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting their attention. Ah, Silvercoat, that aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. When did... That makes no sense. I was just standing here. I hope I've read you aright, for I've a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Staleworn, the owner of Summerford Farms, has a task for a competent adventurer. Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsel Midsta, as if plucked from the face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen. But it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spying on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they are the kidnappers of rumor come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. 'Tis a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Yes? Good lass. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Silvercoat. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? Okay. Owie. Okay. These are the taxis. Porters. Porters are similar to rental chocobos in that they can be hired to carry you quickly to various destinations, the difference being that you cannot control these birds, and that they will not stop until they have arrived at their destination. On the other hand, porters are trained to take the safest route, meaning that they will never be attacked while in transit. You can only take chocobo porters to a location you have unlocked, and you unlock that by talking to a chocobo pig. Okay, so... This is where we need to go. Okay. Our targets come in, so we'll take care of them. So yeah, I never finished explaining. These targets have the blue icon next to their name, so that means they're not going to attack me unless I attack them. If it's a red icon, then they will attack me if I get too close. You are about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. So take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. Special instances. You are about to enter a special instance. These are areas reserved for important battles which feature unique environmental conditions or powerful boss enemies. Instance objectives can be confirmed in the duty list. For the duration of the battle, you will be unable to pass beyond the red line displayed on the field. You will automatically leave the instance once all quest objectives have been met. These are also called solo duties, because you cannot do them all in a party. You have to leave a party in order to do them. So you can't get help with them.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide.
Oops.
I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone.
Cultured conjurer, well hello.
Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms.
I haven't been around Summerford Farms for that long, unless... I suppose you're technically supposed to be doing the side quests, but I've been ignoring them.
I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Oh, sorry, I cut her off. Oh well. I will read the tooltip after we finish the fight. Okay, so you notice I cannot use energy drain or fester because my level has been synced down to level 9, which is what this is. This is a GG. More enemies. Where the destruction of ether draws others to the fray. More goo-goo. Lovely. Keep your focus on the battle. Leave the sending of the inch to me. More unwelcome visitors blazing swiftly lest you be overwhelmed. Creature falters, press the attack and the battle will soon be won. I think we still have to fight these guys. Okay, fine, fine. Level 9, but that Google we were fighting at level 12. GG complete. Ta-da! Okay. Cutscene, and then I can read that journal entry. Crap.
Phew!
Whew. What? Crystal? What? I haven't watched this a bunch of times at all.
Feel. Think. Crystal Bearer. I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
Ooh.
By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
Yo. Yo. Yo.
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Okay, level sync. Level sync is a system which allows players to participate in lower level duties by temporarily adjusting their levels and is available for most fates and instance raids. When your level is synced, not only your personal attributes, but the attributes of your gear will automatically be lowered to meet the requirements set by the duty in which you are participating. Once the duty ends, everything is restored to its original state. Experience earned while level synced is based off the synced level, not your current level. However, it will be added to the progress of the latter. Okay. Alright. Let me have my mount. Okay. Okay, I want to keep going. That's the question. And that is teleport. There is no cooldown for teleport like there is for return. So I could teleport to Limsa and be able to use return to get back to it as well. Yeah. Silvercoat, right glad am I to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all 7 hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for naught. One sailor's knife. From cutting rope to removing barnacles, from gutting fish to gutting porters on a ship, there are thousands of uses for a knife. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafarer man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a mad and boo-boo on you. The pirates have been adding to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else out at the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption? Ah, Jestana. She's been in Limsa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to summer fruit, so her presence in the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in the human of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate past. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Silvercoat. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. So, do we want to grab a potion which will heal us, or ether which will restore magic points? I haven't had much trouble with that in that regard. I never actually used either, but I like to have them just in case. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Limsa, pick up this other quest, and then that's probably where I'll end for the day, because my voice is getting tired. I wanted to keep going. And he's still here. Acting Guildmaster Thubergem wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanist skills. Yes, Jestana, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk, one cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Kuna's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lenosha. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. This is a perfect sample size. The first act is a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypotheses, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Okay. So that's I'm done. So thank you all for joining me. I will be uploading this to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure to drink water, eat food, take a nap, take your meds, take a shower, go to the bathroom, do your laundry, whatever you've been putting off, go do it. And thank you all, and I'll see you next time. I might be playing World of Warcraft, I don't know. I think there's a new patch dropping, but I don't know for sure when. So if there is a new patch this week, then I'll be playing World of Warcraft on Wednesday. If not, I don't know what I'm doing. So you take care. Bye!